Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Owl003. Today we're going to be talking about synergy, the crystal skull. And the tasking on this I thought was really pretty chunky, pretty big. Um, um, and you can kind of feel that too sometimes as a remote viewer when the tasking feels almost too big. It can be frustrating because you feel like you're being pulled different places. But there was some interesting stuff in the session, so this is what the cue was. The remote viewer will focus in on the Synergy crystal skull during the time it was used for its correct purpose. The remote viewer will collect all the data on the skull. Task or intent. What is the relationship of Synergy crystal skull to the other known ancient crystal skulls? Why does humanity have these skulls? How were they made? Okay, that's a lot to peel off under one kind of tasking. I did a few sessions on this, but the stuff in the matrix I thought was kind of interesting. Some of the data, so we're going to go over it. So I get a structure. It's an ideogram. I break. I feel a separation. So right away I'm getting this round object. I feel like there's like energy coming off of it. Now again, I feel like I'm moving around here. Like maybe this might be the owner of the object moving this thing around. I don't know. In most of the AOLs are pretty much garbage, but this one was interesting. I had Oracle as an AOL break. So I've got this, like, just this shiny object, okay, and again, moving it around. So this came up quite a few times as far as sketching goes. I would have this person meditating, and I would have this like object in the distance, and I had this correlation between this person meditating and this object. So it was just a short little session, and came back, structure and life form. Feeling of illusion. And this rounded kind of object. So I often had this sketch, and again, I'm trying to cover a lot of bases in this tasking, but I often had this it was almost like a person on a path, and like this person like following them, okay, almost like a ghost following this person. Serengeti. This feels cerebral. So then I got these people working on something. Again, I haven't gotten to my stage 4. I feel like these people were wearing, I mean, I felt like they were barefoot most of the time. You know, this feels old, antiquitous, you know. Most of the time I felt like I was in, you know, the distant past. Yeah, I brazen. Again, I got this person on this path. So anyway, let's get into the matrix. So again, I got this person meditating. The word majestic came in a lot. Something felt majestic about this, like wise. Sense of prayer, religious. Somebody felt defiant, reclusive, like a EI here. Feathers, tea, like a prayer ceremony. Getting the impression of a spiritual influence. And I have a spirit guide. So again, I'm getting spiritual influence, guidance, I often had this guy, you know, it was almost like he was in an astronaut suit or something is what it felt like, but he, you know, he's carrying something. He's carrying this item. Again, there's a lot here, so it's hard to kind of follow what it's kind of hard to navigate the space when you're trying to encapsulate so much in one session. But nervous, male, fearful, again majestic. Okay, so here's, I think this is right about. So shortly after this, it was like the floor fell out of the bottom of this target. It was, you know, it was almost like this thing was talking to me, is what it felt like, but whatever. I took a break afterwards because I'm like, this is getting too weird. But I get a sense of the spirit molecule. Reform, like spiritual reform. And see, it stuff comes in. This is AOL, but like, and I don't know if it was Christ technology, Antichrist technology, like Wi-Fi. And then this is all AOL, and then I go back to intangible, spirit technology, spiritual growth. Well, that's still AOL. Okay, so this sketch. Okay, so now it's almost like this thing was talking to me. It's just so weird. But so I'm getting this. It almost reminds me of like astral projection or something. To me, big picture, it was almost like they were using this crystal skull as like almost like a channel, like a spiritual channel or something. So, and the only other time, like I get stuff like this in like real spiritual kind of targets, where to me it's almost like a spirit technology. It's just another way to describe it. But anyway, so I get this guy, like it's like this portal's opening up his mind or something. But again, so then it's like this almost sounds like a voice in my head. It's we created you. Like somebody's whispering that to me, like we created you. Spiritual reformation, like spirit technology. So again, I get this guy like standing in front of this portal. But again, and you'll see later sketches too, where I got this guy like flying into it. Where again, it's like astral projection. It's almost like this. Showing what's noteworthy here. The reason for knowing. I get a sense of stages, like evolutionary stages of man. I sense a spiritual engagement here. Revelations. So some stuff I staged 5. I don't think I staged 5 this, but I guess it's of like some things it's being revealed. I don't know if it's like it's a story out of the Bible this is related to, but to me it was almost like this revelations are related to this, like raised awareness. Bright shiny gold, like a story out of the Bible. AOL signal, AOL classic production. Okay, AOL signal, like talking. And again, see, like talking to them. It's almost like this. They were in contact with something through this object, guidance. Then I have in AOL, thou shall inherit the earth. So again, majestic. Okay, so session break. Came back. Boom, boom, boom. Cave. AOL break platinum. Feeling of desperation. Rocky. Oh, it's interesting. Oh no, that's arranged. Okay, so glacier. I'm just trying to get back into my stage 4 here. Okay, rebuild. Okay, so some of this was so bizarre. In my stage 6, when I did clay modeling, I had this. What I saw in my mind was this person lying on a bed, and this, it was like something like a, I don't know, like something coming out of his head, like this rod here. Again, it was very strange. So again, you've got these people like meddling around. You know, it almost seems like they're like meddling around in wreckage or something. Excuse me. I just got the sense of this energy coming off this thing, which this may be the skull, I'm not sure. Celebratory. Okay, again. So again here, I feel a sense of majestic here. So again, I got this guy. Like this guy's astral projecting is what this reminds me of. I get this. It's like this energy's coming out of his head or something. He's flying. I don't know. Like a person flying towards a tunnel. Okay, so best way I could describe this guy is this is like energy coming out of this guy's head. It's like a telepathic energy. It's almost like, you know, if I looked at it for what it is, like big picture, it's almost like a spiritual being is using this. Is like an intermediate, like an in between, to communicate with people. Like I just felt like this energy radiating out of this guy's head. Okay, so to me, this was like thought form or something. I don't know what this was. Just little energy bubbles. Just back to the main player of the story here. Whoever this guy is. Got this guy like leaning into this bowl. AOL break enchanted. I can tell you what this picture says to me. It's almost like it reminds me of like a guy like scrying or something, like looking into a bowl. He's got like something in his hand on the table. Let's get back to the matrix. AOL signal, like heightened awareness. Again, this guy in this lotus position, and I'm getting this feeling of like telepathy or astral projection or something like that. Old energy, like chi. I got a sense of an auric field, like a connection. I get a sense of an intersection. Portal hopping. Like a tetrahedron. Now this reminded me, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, if it's like a macabre or the macabre, or not like macabre, but like some kind of, I don't know. Guys, you tell me. Got a sense of spatial recognition. So I'm getting all these geometric shapes and stuff. It's getting really strange. This idea of uniformity, source code technology, and then I have a codex. And to me, this sketch represents like if that tetrahedron was like broken down. It's almost like it's broken down into pieces for me. Secrecy, a crystallization process, which is interesting considering it's made of crystal. Time manipulation. Can I get the sense of release? Like unzipping time, like an ignition. This is continuing to separate. A continuum. Okay, show me what's most noteworthy about this target. Dispersal. AOL, time dispersal, migrant workers. I get a sense of an interval. Again, spatial recognition, the pineal gland. Highly frictious process. I got the sense of a transplant. Like a golden orb of light. Okay, so stage 5 transplant, which I got people. It's attributed to that. Observable, scientific, and refuge. Sanctuary and release. Seclusion, release, and extradition. Show me what's noteworthy, what's most noteworthy here. Something should be perceivable. And the first thing that comes to me is thought projection. Imprinted observation. Like being observed. Now, there was times in this session, it was almost like, from my perspective, it was almost like someone's, like consciousness, someone's consciousness was like imprinted or something on this object. I mean, that's what it felt like. I don't know if that's what it was. Imprinted an observation. Okay, so imprinted, I stage 5 that. People. What's attributed? Stealth tracking, rivalry, and collection. Collections and tracking. Release, inform, and request. I got this idea of discovery. Natural force, frequent time dilation, frequency, natural selection. So I AOL signaled interstellar communication. I get an association with the timetable, intersection, time, space, cornered. Okay, I get this sense of marginalized. So, again, in my mind, you're seeing these flash images. I'm seeing these flash images of like, almost like a native eagle imagery and stuff like that. But I'm getting a sense of multiple accounts, 4th century, This idea of a container, rechargeable, like a power surge, like a power station. Ingenious design. This idea of destiny. Solvable resolution. Cited. AOL break, Excalibur. So again, energized frequency. AOL signal like stabilization of mankind. Antiquated. So right here, this is, to me, two minds converging. That's a visual representation of that, basically. AOL signal, like two minds converging, convergence. Okay, target summary. Target summary was an event consisting of structures and life and some kind of energetic process, a feeling of separation, and a feeling of being marginalized. Several sketches with multiple life forms here, structures at target event, but again, I have a sense of a male, the mind, and some kind of energetic process taking place. Several sketches with multiple life forms at target areas. Someone feels very brazen here. I have a male seated sense of influence. There feels like a spiritual influence associated with this target. The word majestic came in frequently. I have the impression of spirit technology here. There is a spiritual engagement happening here. I get a sense of stages, reason and knowing, revelations, guidance, a feeling of hope and desperation. Energetic, dark, bright, and flashing, an auric field. This feels old. I sense an intersection, a macabre. A spatial recognition seems significant. Secrecy, source code technology, a crystallization process, and time manipulation. I sense a continuum, thought projection, observation, and indication of imprinted. Discovery, a natural force, frequent time dilation, frequency, and natural selection. I felt a timetable has an association to this target event. Multiple accounts, a container, rechargeable, an ingenious design of something, and a sense of destiny. This feels antiquated, and I sense a convergence associated with this target event. So that's it, guys. Like I said, this is, one viewer plugging control remote viewing into one task. And I invite you to throw it in your target pool or task it out to other seasoned viewers and see what they get out of it. But that's what I got. And I hope you enjoyed what I shared with you, and we'll catch you next time.